Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, August 3rd. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, the Savage One, Mr. Tony Spark. Tony, how you doing on this Tuesday morning?
Whew, doing good, buddy. Just up early, ready to go to work, ready to do another day of the grind. But liking those earlier shifts, that's for sure.
Little roasty, little toasty, but
a little bit, yeah.
Doing the show nonetheless, right?
Absolutely, man. But I'm doing good, bud. How are you doing?
You know, I'm doing pretty good. You know, this is my last week with the boys. We're getting ready to head back, take them back on Friday. And so it'll be sad to see them go, but at the same time, you know, while I'm working, they're kind of bored anyway. So, you know, my parents are back in town. They're able to take them for a little bit of fun this week. And then, we're going to road trip down to Southern California on Friday. And then I'm doing that turnaround and coming right back on Saturday.
Oof. Yeah, turnaround, never fun, man. Never fun.
Nope, never. Well, folks, let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host, Tony. When has real life ever gotten a little too close to a movie for you? It could either be a specific movie or just a movie in general.
Well, my life is Groundhog Day. So this last year has felt like Groundhog Day. Everything felt the same. You pivot one way and a new, like to avoid the one thing you remember happening from the day before, and there'd be a nice new pitfall ready for you. It's like an old school video game, learning the pattern to escape, and it took a year to do it. So Groundhog Day, that's about my life.
Playing the pianos, dealing with Ned, stepping in the puddle, all that fun stuff.
Phil? It's my Ned!
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Well, all that goes
to I live in the same stuff every day wasn't fun.
Yeah, not so much. Well, luckily you're not living this movie, because all that goes to say that police say 2 bodies were recovered early Sunday morning from Crystal Lake.
Ooh.
Police say they got a report.
Roger.
Unoccupied pontoon adrift on Crystal Lake around 9:15 p.m. Saturday. Several personal items, including a cell phone and wallet, were on dock. Police soon learned a man and a woman owned the vessel and had launched into the lake with their dog around 4:30 that afternoon. Their truck and trailer were located at the boat launch. A search was initiated. Police say they found the bodies of a man and a woman in the lake early Sunday morning. An autopsy is being performed to determine the cause and manner of their deaths. Police aren't identifying the victims until they notify next of kin. The investigation is ongoing, but police say the incident doesn't appear suspicious, even though we all know who the real murderer was.
Voorhees.
Yeah, a little scary when bodies are found in a place called Crystal Lake. Hopefully there's not a camp nearby. Don't know if they were campers, but, that is something where a movie hits a little too close to home.
Right, and it's also one of those things, too, if you're going to go out boating, man, make sure you tell somebody, whether it's checking on the Facebook, whatever, at least people know where you're at. So when something bad happens...
My guess is they probably went swimming, maybe a little skinny dipping, and something happened that, they weren't able to get back to the boat. Either the boat drifted away, and that was the end of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to make sure you wear your life vest if you're going to do that. Unfortunately, you never know. If you get tired, you get tuckered out, sometimes that's the way it goes.
Well, sadly, a life vest won't save you from machete attack. So
no, this is true.
Well, folks, it is Tuesday, and we've got a wonderful show lined up for you today. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
It's Taco Tuesday!
It is Taco Tuesday, and as we do on Tuesdays, we've got Animal Tales. We have a segment called Say What? Product Edition. And, of course, we round out the day with This Day in History. Folks, do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Behold my process. Ooh, yeah, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, yeah, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude! Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box.
Woohoo! Yee-hoo!
What's with kids today, huh?
Wowzers! With crits starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors.
To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIXmedia.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. We've got a little thing we talk about each episode. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys, the listeners and watchers, an opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe you ran into our old friend Jason Voorhees down at Camp Crystal Lake, but we want to hear about it. Give us a call at 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336 866-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Would it be the Fenix Line without the Fenix Call, right?
You gotta have it, man.
Well, folks, it is Tuesday, and as we do on Tuesdays, we like to look at, our four-legged friends or our furry or reptilian little pals in a segment I like to call Animal Tales.
Dogs and the cats, they take up the middle where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles, the donkey prays and the pony neighs, the old gray badger sighs.
Listen to the bass, it's a one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do, and the old cow just goes moo.
You've heard it a few times, Tone, I can tell.
Couple times. Lip sync battle right there, right? Fun.
Exactly. Well, let's start off with our first one here on Animal Tales. Talk about an unforgettable performance. During an orchestra performance at a stunning outdoor festival, a stray dog casually wandered onto stage and immediately stole the show. The Vienna Chamber Orchestra was in the middle of performing Mendelssohn's Italian Symphony No. 4 at the International Izmir Festival in the city of Ephesus, Turkey. Boy, those are hard to say.
Ephesus!
When a stray dog casually strolled right up onto center stage, gave a little sniff to a violinist, and completely unfazed by laughter and applause from the audience, made himself comfortable in the very best seat in the house. When they realized what was happening, several musicians stifled their own laughter and continued performing like pros. They didn't miss a beat. And I will post a article on our Facebook page where you guys can actually watch all of this happen. And the dog seems to be sort of like a golden lab mix. Just looks comfy as comfy can be, right up there next to the orchestra, the violinists, and just getting a nice view from the stage, I guess.
Yeah, that's always a good spot to be, just right off the stage. Best views. Yeah,
and he didn't even have to do any work.
No, he didn't have to do anything, did he?
Nope. Well, let's move on to our next story here in Animal Tales. Well, a Low Country, South Carolina family is suing a private Charleston area animal exhibit after an animal allegedly bit their child's finger to the bone in June 2020. The lawsuit alleges the plaintiffs, Candace Gore and her child, paid a fee to Charleston Sloth and Exotics, LLC, the successor to Charleston Anteaters and Exotics, in exchange for viewing, petting, feeding, and interacting with the animals. The lawsuit claims the plaintiffs were not given any instructions on how to handle or feed the animals, nor were they warned the animals would bite. The lawsuit states, suddenly and without warning, the sloth bit the child's finger, cutting through the skin and reaching the bone, causing immense pain and discomfort. In reading this, Tone, it says suddenly and without warning. If it's a sloth, I would hesitate on saying suddenly. They're not exactly the fastest moving creatures.
Yeah, did you? What was that movie? Oh man, Zootopia.
Zootopia, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say probably slowly and with plenty of warning. The sloth.
Yeah, I think it's like the scene in Austin Powers. No, Goof, get out of the way. That ridiculous scene.
Well, Heather Galvin said the sloth did bite the child lightly, but she was surprised to see the lawsuit because all contact with the family was very civil and nice. She said they gave a detailed safety speech about how to handle and feed the sloth, told the family what to do and what not to do, and warned them about teeth. Galvin said the sloth had never bitten anyone before. The child that was bitten was being held by the mother doing selfies, Galvin said in an email. We told the mother 3 times, as heard on the recording, to move, but we were ignored. The child was lightly bitten. We refunded them, texted them for a week to check on them, and offered to pay the doctor bills. Galvin went on to say the incident was just extremely unfortunate for everyone. It sounds like, obviously this happened a year ago, little over a year ago. Why there's a lawsuit being filed now, it sounds like they've got video evidence of, the trainer, the handler telling them, you probably shouldn't do that. I don't know if these folks have a leg to stand on, but regardless, avoiding a sloth bite should be probably the easiest bite to avoid.
Yeah, it's not hard. I mean, especially, you should always be careful around any wild animal, but a sloth is not a fast-moving thing.
No, No, not even close. Let's keep
Super
moving on.
sloth.
Let's keep moving on here in Animal Tales.
Oh, Chewbacca.
Well, this one made national headlines when a Yorkie named Macy is currently on the mend after sustaining injuries while protecting her 10-year-old owner from a coyote. In a video of the incident, Lily Kwan is seen walking her small dog around her Toronto neighborhood when a coyote begins chasing them both. Lily begins screaming for help and eventually drops the leash to get help from a neighbor, at which point Macy begins to fight the coyote to protect her owner. I ran to the sidewalk and started screaming for help, Lily recalled to reporters afterwards. No one heard me. I just saw this coyote trying to attack my dog to knock on people's doors, but this one neighbor actually let me in. She's a super brave dog. I love her so much, and I just thought this tiny dog could protect this huge human being trying to fight off this huge coyote, Lily said. Macy was injured on her torso and leg and ended up needing surgery at the animal hospital, according to a GoFundMe page started by Lily's mom, Dorothy Kwan. The page has since wildly surpassed the original goal of $10,000, hitting $27,655 as of Saturday afternoon. My dog would do anything for our family, so I'm actually not surprised that she did that, Dorothy told News 6. I would never guess that a coyote, would come out during the day, and especially with someone screaming and yelling, it still was not fazed. It just kept coming after her and our dog. Despite all the yelling, it was quite aggressive. She's our little hero, she said of Macy. So, there is video. I'm going to put this up on our Facebook page, but it's scary, if you're walking along, especially if you're a 10-year-old kid with a little miniature dog, a coyote, that should be easy food for them. But luckily, it sounds like Macy fought her off, something that our dog Marley has done from time to time here in the backyard. We get our fair share of coyotes. And just nice to see that she's doing well, has money to recover. The little girl's safe. Macy's all right. And who knows what happened to the coyote.
Yeah. Well, thank God that Macy was okay and there to protect him. I mean, that's awesome. That's why dogs are so great, man. They're so loyal to the owner. And, if you're good to them and you love them and take care of them, man, they protect you. They have no qualms with going to town for you. So,
yeah, just a great, inspiring story. And then finally here on Animal Tales.
Wow.
That's the wild Owen Wilson.
Oh, I like that. The wild Mobius.
Well, if you're listening to us from Virginia, you might be happy to know that the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services is providing beehive equipment to some Virginians to increase the honeybee population. In Virginia, honeybees are essential pollinators for about 1/3 of the state's fruit and vegetable crops, says Keith Tignor, state apiarist. The beehive distribution program will help counteract dramatic honeybee losses in the state by assisting beekeepers in establishing new hives. Applications for this program will be open from July 20th to August 4th, so ends tomorrow. Candidates who are qualified will be selected at random. According to a press release, the VDACS is providing beehives, and participants have 1 year to start a hive. Participants are responsible for other materials needed to maintain the hive, including purchasing honeybees or other equipment. So, honeybees, obviously you hear from time and time again that, the honeybee populations are dwindling. So it's great that the government is stepping in to help people out, get beehives going. And I know if that's something that they had here in Nevada, Jessie would be jumping all over that.
Oh, man, she'd be all over that.
Yeah. And we actually purchased a beehive, which we've got sitting in the box. It was too late to get it established for this year, so we'll establish it next year. But we'll have some fresh honey for you next year when you come out, Tone.
Oh, well, that sounds good. I look forward to that, especially good right before the show to clear the throat. Always a good thing.
Well, folks, that does it for Animal Tales. When we come back, we've got Say What Product Edition. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. And we're all over social media with many of you watching us as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now, if you want to enjoy us from the comfort of your own home or on the go, download the ngbn.tv mobile application or smart TV app and go on into the Fenix Media channel. You can get this great show and other great Fenix Media shows as well. Now, if you want to get a hold of me on social, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram and Twitter at Fenix Media Radio. And Tony is available at, good timing, Tone, at facebook.com/Tony Spark. That's SPARK 81, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo 81.
Let's go, bub.
Also kind of known as. So in this one, and we've actually done a version of this before, but we're going to be talking about products that either no longer carry or ignore their main purpose in what I like to call...
Say what?
Product edition. So, Tony, you ready for the first one here on...
I sure am.
Say what?
Product edition.
Yeah, let's do this, dude. Let's do it.
All right. This from user Ezekiel052 said... The History Channel, as far as I'm concerned, the secret relationships between aliens and the Illuminati do not qualify as history. I don't know if you've watched the History Channel at all recently, Tony, but it's all about aliens or Sasquatch or the Illuminati. It's rarely about history anymore.
No, I haven't seen it in a long time. Although those are things I'd be interested. I don't know about the Illuminati stuff, but always down with the little aliens and a little paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Sasquatch.
Yeah. Aside from that, you get, I think, 8 hours of Pawn Stars back to back to back. But
yeah,
very little history involved in the History Channel anymore.
Yeah. Well, isn't it so weird too when you're on when you're watching Pawn Stars and they're like, I got a guy for that. I got a guy. Like one time they had a Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh yeah. They brought in his gear to Pawn Stars and they were trying to sell it. And they're like, oh, we got to test the authenticity. But then there was
Did he have a guy?
Yeah, he had a guy that knew wrestling memorabilia, and he's like, this is the one that Randy Savage wore on WCW Nitro, and this is authentic. And it's like, I call bullshit. You guys have a guy for everything. Yeah. You're a pawn shop guy. Like, just make a fair offer. I'm just like, I'm not buying that shit. I'm good.
Clearly staged. Staged. Well, folks, let's keep moving on here on
Say What?
Product Edition. I don't know what it is I just said before that, but that's okay. The next one, along the lines of the History Channel, if I asked my kids what the M in MTV stood for, they would have no idea that it was actually music television to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
They used to show, music videos from sunup to sundown, and then they put a few little shows in here, and then the Real World hit, and then everything was lost.
Is MTV even a channel anymore?
It is. Yeah, all they show is reality shows.
Yeah, which is terrible because I know, because for a while, once MTV got there, then you had VH1 at least for some music videos, but then VH1 went the same way. Then you had Much Music and a few other channels, but they've all gone the way of reality bullshit.
Yeah, now it's all YouTube and Vivo. Those are the only place you can find music videos.
Well, that's where I go. Because you can watch all the music videos you want. It's a shame, man. Because I used to I loved Headbangers Ball. I think I just read Yo MTV Raps just turned 30 years old.
That'd be
25
great.
Or 30,
on
yeah.
TV. I don't think it's even on anymore.
Yo MTV, well, today's rap's not very good either. So
that's true. That is very true. Well, let's keep moving on here on
Say What?
Product Edition, talking about products that ignore their sort of main purpose or what they originally were intended for. This one is super interesting. Slinky the toy was originally designed during World War II to help sensitive instruments remain steady on ships. To counter the efforts of pitch, roll, and yaw, the engineer working on them knocked one off his desk accidentally, saw the way it moved from the table to the chair to the floor, and a new purpose was born. Apparently, they rebranded it as a toy from there, and it was about as exciting as a stick in a hoop back in the day.
It was. Hey, Woody! I got you. Slink! Yeah. Did you ever used to set up the slinkies at the top of your stairs and just watch them go?
Of course.
It was kind of cool. You know what I always had a problem is I'd always break the goddamn slinky. I don't know how in the hell we did. I don't know if we just stretched it, but yeah. And then once it was all twisted and jumbled, you were effed. Because once it had that weird gap in the middle, it just didn't work right anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Once it did that, even if you got it back to sort of its original state, it was never quite right.
No. But they sold. I like the metal slinkies were cool, but the plastic slinkies sucked it. They were terrible.
Oh, those were bad.
They were awful.
And like I said, they were a novelty. They were fun and exciting for about 5 minutes, and then they ended up in a drawer somewhere.
Exactly.
Let's keep moving on, talking Say What?
Say What?
Product Edition. This one from user NewTracks1 said, the warming drawer, the drawer that's at the bottom of the oven, well, it's exactly meant for that, warming, but all of us use it 100% of the time for storage.
That's all I've ever used it for. I actually found that out. I think we did a segment in the early stages of this radio show, and I think it was I was this year's old when I learned. I think that's where I discovered that.
Okay.
I think we covered that. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so you're learning nice stuff on the show, but yeah, even I can't think of anyone that doesn't use it as a storage.
No, because to me, it's a drawer, and I've got lots of pots and pans and cookie sheets and things along those lines.
Yeah.
Need somewhere to put them. That's where
you
they
shouldn't
go.
say cookies. They sound damn good right now.
Oh, yeah, they
Way
do.
to go.
Let's keep moving on with
Say What?
product edition. This one from user Galactic Frog. I had no idea.
I am Galactic Frog. Ribbit, ribbit, what?
I'm glad that this was ultimately repurposed because apparently paintball guns were invented for foresters, loggers, and park rangers to mark trees for cutting without having to approach each tree. Brilliant.
That's a brilliant idea. And then somebody decided to shoot their friend. They're like, yeah,
oh, I'm sure.
yeah, you son of a bitch. Yeah, definitely. It's that's cool to think it was about that originally.
Yeah, fun little pastime, and of course, it beats the heck out of going out with real guns and shooting at your friends. So, well, let's keep moving on. Talking.
Say what?
Product edition. This from Big Bobby 2016. Oh, good.
Big Bobby.
I'm in danger.
Well, apparently super glue was meant to be a temporary method of stitching a wound. It was used that way during the Vietnam War. Tell people today that to super glue their what? They misspelling. To super, I'm Ron Burgundy apparently. To super glue their cut shut.
Burgundy.
However, most will think you're crazy, also known as crazy glue. But yeah, super glue was originally a medical invention, not to stick dishes or things that you break around the house back together.
No, it works well. My only problem with it is never fails. I always get some of it on me somehow, some way. It gets on my damn hands. It's awful.
Oh, it's so hard.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Yeah, it's what
as long as you don't rub your eyes with it,
yeah,
you're probably okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving on. Talking.
Say what?
Product edition. This from Too Much Hot Sauce 5.
Too much hot sauce.
Apparently, the Snuggie was originally designed for wheelchair users. Outerwear designed for walkers is cumbersome to take on and off for wheelchair users, so Snuggies were designed to help with this. And of course, once us able-bodied folks got our hands on the Snuggie, there was no turning back. It's perfect device for sitting in front of the TV and having full control of your arms.
Absolutely. I don't own a Snuggie, but man, that thing blew up. It was a big deal.
Oh, it looks so comfortable too. I don't have one either, so
yeah, well, it's too damn high. I don't need no damn Snuggie right now, but holler at me in the wintertime.
There you go. Well, let's keep moving on. Talking.
Say what?
Product edition. This next one. Again, I'm glad it was never really used for its original intention because I have too much fun playing with it. Apparently, bubble wrap was invented as fancy wallpaper. I couldn't see it on walls, but I love popping the hell out of those little bubbles.
Yeah, they wouldn't last. Could you imagine having to replace that all the time because of how often kids would pop it? It's just a thing, man. It was fun to pop it. I don't know why. Just was.
Well, it's one of those things that...
Hi, Georgie. Pop, pop, pop.
Once you pop, you can't stop. It's sort of like Lay's, right?
Yeah. Was that Pringles? Poppity Pringles. Won't you stop? You can't stop. Pop, pop, pippity pop.
I don't know. Well, let's keep moving on and staying in the same realm with...
Say what?
Product edition from Space Lord Mother Effer.
Space Lord Mother, dum, ba-dum, dum.
Apparently you could use this on your bubble wrap. Play-Doh was invented to clean wallpaper. Again, I had no idea. How often are you cleaning wallpaper for that matter, right?
What are you doing? I'm just using the Play-Doh. I'm using the blue Play-Doh right here that you made a wonderful statue with. I'm cleaning the wallpaper. Thank you. I'll make sure I fix it. Very nice.
And you make it look like it's pooping and,
Yeah.
Good time all around.
Good time by all.
Oh, speaking of which, finally here on...
Say what?
Product edition, Tony. Viagra was originally a heart medication. Of course, we all know what it ended up being.
All right.
All right, partner. Keep on rolling, baby.
Side effects include
You know what time it is.
Soreness.
Stiffmeister. I wonder if it did, though. Does it still help the heart? I mean, it does get the blood pumping. I mean,
I don't
obviously, Sergeant Pedro's at attention for hours upon hours.
Well, and the action you're doing with it is not necessarily healthy to the heart if you've got a heart condition, because
it's a lot of cardio. A lot of cardio there. A lot of exercising. Yeah, getting them calories burning.
Well, folks, that does it for Say What Product Edition. When we come back, we are headed into the final segment of the show. It is time for This Day in History, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks, to the fourth and final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix radio show. But you know what? If you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix radio show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Thanks, Kiff. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think and tell your friends, because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring. Like, subscribe, tweet, follow, retweet. You know that drill. Comment below. Like us, love us. You know you enjoy us.
Do it. Well, while
Sharing is caring.
I was going to say, well, while you're there, that's not the case. Oh,
it's an early morning.
Yep. It is the end of the show on this early morning. And as we like to do, we like to drop a little knowledge on you, hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Traversing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thanks, Siri. Wrong direction, Tone.
I'm looking. No, so here's the deal. I'm looking at the smaller one with the clock, so I'm not actually looking at that. So I should have went like that. So I'm at, yeah.
Well, let's kick things off on this day in the year 8. Yes, 8. Roman Empire General Tiberius defeats Dalmatians on the river Bathinus. Oh, those poor Dalmatians.
3000.
Oh, I wonder if Cruella was around, but yeah, those poor Dalmatians.
I am Tiberius, and I am defeating the Dalmatians of the river Bathinus. See how snake-like I can be.
Moving on, this day in 1492, that year should sound familiar because Christopher Columbus set sail on his first voyage with the 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina. I don't know why they put it in that order. We all know it's the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria from Palos de la Frontera, Spain, for the Indies. And there are so many.
A lot of people on that boat. Like, what if somebody had to take a crap or a piss?
Well,
there is no social distancing on that damn boat.
No privacy and a whole lot of scurvy, I'm sure.
Ew. Bet they smell like cabbage, too.
Oh, speaking of scurvy and smelling like cabbage, this day
is that smell.
Battle of the Nile, where British Admiral Horatio Nelson forces the remnants of the French fleet to surrender, concluding a decisive victory for the British, who capture or destroy 11 French ships of the line of 2 frigates. So, yeah, Horatio, another name we got to bring back, and those badass collars with all the medals.
What's your name? Horatio Nelson. Thanks for asking. Yeah, that's a badass hat, bitch. That's what's up.
Speaking of badass, not hats, but names, this day in 1900, the Firestone Tire and Rubber Company is founded by Harvey Firestone. Firestone's a badass last name.
Kind of is. What's your name? Harvey. Harvey Firestone. I'm in the business of rubber. Do you like to burn it? I've got it. Rubber. Firestone tires made by me, Harvey Firestone.
All right, let's see. Let's keep moving on. Ooh, which one do we want to do? A couple little baseball ones here. Well, this day in 1909, the Major League Baseball umpire Tim Hurst instigates a riot by spitting in the face of the A's second baseman Eddie Collins, who had questioned a call. 2 weeks later, Hurst is banned for life.
Yeah, you can't do that. You're supposed to uphold the rules. Can't do that.
Yeah, the umpires have to be, as stone-faced as possible, regardless of what the players and the coaches are doing.
Do you think Eddie Collins looked like a wimp, but do you think Eddie Collins whipped his ass?
No, not a chance.
No, because he's kind of a goober.
Just a little bit. Oh, let's keep moving on. This day in 41, Joe DiMaggio goes 0-4 in the Yankees 6-2 loss versus the St. Louis Browns. No, not the baseball team. Ending his on-base streak of 74 games, the second longest in MLB history. And
maybe that was the day he took that the ugliest picture.
He really did.
Hey, but he got Marilyn Monroe back in the day. She was a real minx, you see? She was a really hottie back in the day, see? Joe DiMaggio was laying the grass work, see? He was sporting a woody, pitching a thin, you know?
Yeah, having a lot of money and being a sports figure did you well in the personal life, for sure.
Yeah, his face is always like that.
Let's move on. This day in 1952, Italian Ferrari driver Alberto Ascari clinches the Formula One World Drivers' Championship by winning the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring. And boy, back then, auto racing was terrifying. They wore these little tin helmets, had goggles, and pretty much if you were in a crash, you were dead.
They're like half stormtroopers, and like stormtroopers, doesn't take much to put you down. Yeah,
exactly. Moving on, Tony, get that impression ready, because this day in 1971, Paul McCartney announces the formation of his group called Wings.
Hello, it's great to be on the show again. So I was in a band called the Beatles. Today, I'm going to form a band called Wings.
Actually, that was pretty good, Tone,
Was it not
compared to
bad?
some of your...
Yeah, some of them are pretty damn bad. So
yeah.
every once in a while, yeah, I don't always do a good Paul McCartney, but I think I anymore intentionally do that just because I'm used to it being so bad.
Well, sticking in the world of music, this day in 1974, guitarist Jeff Baxter quit Steely Dan and joins the Doobie Brothers. I wonder why. Wonder if the answer's in the name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, what's even worse is why are they showing the singer Donald Fagen?
They maybe don't have a good picture of Jeff Baxter. Who knows?
Hey, Dan, I'm tired of you being so steely, man. I'm off to those brothers, the ones that pass along them doobies. Doobie Brothers. Dude, we had a badass black lab named Doobie. Didn't understand that that's what he was named after, but
now you do.
Yeah, his dog was just Doobie. he was a badass dog, man. He was cool.
Well, let's move on. This day in 1986, Willie McCovey, Bobby Doerr, and Ernie Lombardi are inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. And it was this last year where we didn't get a single person that went into the Hall, right?
Yeah, I would say probably in 86, I would say the Hall of Fame was probably respectable and did things right. I think it's such an effing joke anymore. So
yeah, not so much anymore.
It's hard. Not this year. No one's going in. Shut up. Sorry, I flipped off the camera, but
how dare you.
Kick rocks. I try to keep it PG, man. You give me a little leash to say like shit and ass, and I can kind of cuss. Like I feel like we're on prime time. I gotta watch it though.
Right.
That's right. Sailor Man. It's been a year in the back, and man, a lot of F-bombs.
Well, let's keep rolling on. This day in 1992, Unforgiven, directed by Clint Eastwood and starring Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, and Morgan Freeman, premieres in Los Angeles, and of course, it was the Academy Award winner for Best Picture in 1993. Fantastic Western. They thought it was going to be the revival of the Western, and it wasn't.
No, it was more or less just kind of one of the last ones. But hey, it was a good movie, though.
Oh,
I remember watching that at my grandpa's house here in Fort Collins when I was a kid. Good movie.
Yeah. Let's keep moving on. This day in 1998, your favorite band, Tony, Irish band Boyzone, released their best-selling single, No Matter What, composed by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Jim Steinman.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that best-selling, I've never heard of him.
Dude, Ronan Keating is the badass singer. He's no matter what, we're gonna wear some stupid-ass clothes. No matter what, my band is going big. We are Boy Town. Mother lover. Oh, wait. I screwed that whole thing up. Yeah. I was just going to say, I totally messed that whole thing up because it's Boyzone. Never heard of them. Dude, what a bad time to come out in 98 because you're up against NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, and I'm sure others.
I think they were trying to capitalize on that and probably just...
Well, dude, I'd be afraid if Jim Steinman was in that band because that dude, I don't know. They're all scary bastards in that band.
That is definitely for sure. Well, let's move on. This day in 2006, Barry Bonds' 715th Major League Baseball home run ball, which moved him from past Babe Ruth for second all-time, fetches $220,100 at auction. I kind of would have expected it would have gone for more, right?
Well, the problem was he was at that point of the steroid thing. So, like, even though they counted the record, they were really against him, and it kind of devalued everything. I remember when he was getting close to that record home run ball, I remember going to a Rockies game, and that he could have broke the record there. He didn't, but we were sitting in prime spots to try to hopefully catch that ball, which we didn't. Hey, $220,000 ain't nothing to scoff at, man. It's still
no, not at all.
Worth the price of admission at your ball game. Unfortunately, just Barry's value is just not that high, which sucks.
Yep.
Hell of
and
a
then
ball
finally
player.
here on this day in history, this day in 2008, Morgan Freeman is injured in an automobile accident near Ruleville, Mississippi, when his car flipped over several times on the highway. And after that, if you watch any movie he did afterwards, he would always sort of mask his hand because it was stuck in that position. He had major nerve damage to it. which is sad.
Didn't know that's why he did that, but I'm glad he's alive. Well, and then, he is God, right? He's always usually
Exactly.
the voice of God, so.
What more could you ask for? He's also the voice of God. Well, folks, let's run down some of today's holidays, where we talk about the things that we like to celebrate. For instance, today is Airplane Crop Duster Day, not the other thing that you think.
Yeah, no, definitely. Go crop dust. Yeah, go eat some tacos. It's Taco Tuesday, and go crop dust your favorite person. Give them a whiff of that lovely Mexican food you're eating.
It is Clean Your Floors Day, Grab Some Nuts Day, Tone, National Night Out. Finally, National Watermelon Day. Folks, that does it for today's show. We will be back tomorrow on a Wednesday with Words Are Hard.
Watermelon and D's nuts.
Enjoy your Tuesday, folks.
Peace.